Thanks so much, Michael. Thanks, Paul. Paul, Greg talked about how in the last window they maybe weren't getting in behind the back line enough. You wanted to be more vertical in this window. What has his messaging been? I know it's only just one training session to the wingers. And how do you think that's a part of your game? How can the wingers be more aggressive in this window going forward? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. Obviously, yeah, Greg had mentioned, about verticality and being able to get in behind and really create havoc for back lines. Obviously, that's something that Greg really likes about me and the way that I play and the willingness to get in behind with and without the ball. And obviously for me, that's my job, and I've always known that coming in to the national team with Greg, is he's always emphasized that the wingers get in behind. So for me, it's for us, it's extremely important to find our attacking midfielders in pockets to be able to turn and look forward, and then be able to play wingers in behind. So, coming into camp, I know my role. Even if Greg hasn't touched on it yet, but I 100% know my role and what I'm here to do. And that's obviously get in behind and be able to press and just be a havoc and really, really provide a lot of energy going forward.
Next will be Charles Bohm from MLSsoccer.com.
Hey, Paul, great to speak with you. I know this is probably tough because it's so early in the camp, but I wanted to get your sense of, Tyler talked a little about this sort of psychological weight that you guys are dealing with. The margins are so fine, 45 minutes kind of from what seemed like disaster in Honduras to suddenly being in a pretty decent spot going into this window. What's your sense of that, both individually and collectively, how you guys find the balance there?
Yeah, for us, obviously, it has to be, we have to take it one game at a time and focus. And I think it's on the players, it's on the staff, for us to really be able to manage every moment. This is what it's about. This is how we get to where we want. It really is one play at a time. Not get ahead of ourselves, not get too down, try and stay as level as possible. It comes with experience, and a lot of these guys, played in the last round of games. So they have some experience. They know what to expect. They know what away games look like. They know what the home games look like. We all know how important this is for all of us in this country. So for us, it's our job to stay as level as possible and look forward no matter what.
Next will be Michael DeCourcy from Sporting News.
Yes, Paul, you were one of the players that was unavailable to play in the first window. Tim, Eunice, a few others. What was it like for you watching those games develop? Where were you at halftime of Honduras? What were your thoughts, and what were your thoughts when it was all over and they stood on 5 points?
Yeah, first of all, it was tough watching. Mainly because I wasn't able to be there with my teammates. And second of all, this is World Cup qualifying. This is what it's about. You're gonna have ups. You're gonna have downs. And I thought the team responded amazing at halftime against Honduras and be able to win the game. But listen, all of us, as players and in this country, we all need to support one another and look forward. No matter what happens, win, loss, tie. Like I said, we have to keep moving forward no matter what. We have to play one game at a time. I'm extremely excited and honored to be here this round of games.
Next will be Emily Olsen from USA Today.
Hi, Paul, and thank you, Michael. And I do have a quick follow-up after this first question. But going off of that fresh perspective, how much can you provide? I mean, this pool is pretty deep, so these windows are going to have some rotation. How much do you feel the responsibility to bring that fresh perspective as one of the guys who got to see it and wish they could be there, but also have a little bit of that perspective of being able to contribute for the first time in these qualifiers?
Yeah, hi Emily. Extremely excited to be here. Like you mentioned, the freshness vibe is real. Obviously, coming in and having to be at home and watch and struggle. just with the fact of not being able to participate, it gives me a little more boost and a little more to play for this round. But ultimately, like I had mentioned before, I know my role on this team and what the coaching staff and what my teammates expect of me, and I'm just really excited to be able to do that and win games with this group.
Emily, did you have a second question? You muted yourself. Hang on.
Sorry about that. Yes, my second question there, and I'm only asking because it was in the press release for this, the blonde hair. You're supposed to go darker for fall, Paul. I'm just wondering, I haven't gotten to ask this yet. With any motivation, just need a fresh look. What's up with the locks?
Yeah, just a fresh look. Something different. I think change isn't always bad. Sometimes it's needed. And I felt this time around it was a good time to try something new. And of course my girlfriend was pushing me to do something different. So a little change up is good, and hopefully it'll bring some good luck and good results.
Awesome, thank you.
Feel free to submit your ratings. Next, we'll go to Arch Bell.
Hey, Paul, thanks so much. This is going to be some history on Thursday night. This is the first ever World Cup qualifier in the great state of Texas, and a state that's done so much for U.S. soccer, provided so much talent to the national team program. What does it mean to all of y'all to be able to come to Texas and play in the first World Cup qualifier in this state?
Yeah, it's honestly great. We were able to be here. The guys that were in the Gold Cup, we were able to play here against Qatar, and I'll tell you what, it was an amazing atmosphere. It was a great city. I think we all really enjoyed our experience here. And yeah, it's special, right? It'll be special for us, and it's a huge game for us, a really important one. So, I'm really excited to see the energy. I know what the stadium and what the fans can bring, and hopefully, we're going to be able to get a good result and leave Texas with something great.
Since you mentioned history, Arch, it also will be the 20th anniversary of USA Jamaica, October 7th, 2001 in Foxborough, Massachusetts, the day that the U.S. qualified for the 2002 World Cup. So we look forward to sharing some more background and history on that. Next, we'll go to Michele Giannone from Univision.
Thank you, Michael. Hi, Paul. Hola, Paul, ¿cómo estás?
Todo bien, todo bien.
Un gusto saludarte. Preguntarte ahora en español sobre ya lo que ya mencionabas de estar en este partido, las sensaciones de regresar a una convocatoria luego de perderte los primeros partidos, y simplemente cómo ves el grupo y cómo viste este primer día de entrenamiento. Gracias.
Sí, primero que nada estoy muy agradecido de estar acá con la selección otra vez. Me siento ahorita llegando muy confiado, físicamente muy bien, y estoy listo para competir y ayudar a este equipo ganar partidos. Obviamente hoy fue el primer día que no hicimos mucho, pero estamos lentamente agarrando todos están llegando, entonces yo creo que estamos listos en unos días para competir contra Jamaica, y sí, vamos a intentar a jugar nuestro partido, nuestro juego como siempre digo, un sistema buscando presionar el rival, buscar meter goles. Entonces yo estoy muy contento de estar con la selección de vuelta y estoy listo para ayudar.
Next will be Claudio Villalobos.
Thank you, Michael. Gracias, Paul. Decías que tienen que tomar cada juego uno por uno, ¿no? Y eso es una cosa que haces todo el tiempo con tu club. Cada fin de semana un club diferente, un reto diferente. En este caso, me gustaría saber cuál es la diferencia que hay entre, por ejemplo, enfrentar equipos de la MLS cada fin de semana a equipos como los que se enfrentan, en este caso Jamaica, Panamá y Costa Rica, en una eliminatoria que son escuadras muy diferentes en su conformación y en lo que hacen por el poco tiempo que tienen los equipos para conformarse. ¿Qué tanta diferencia hay, Paul, en este tipo de competencia?
Sí,
Gracias.
La diferencia entre club y nación es la presión, obviamente, sin duda. Con la selección tienes una oportunidad, dos oportunidades para hacerlo bien. En el club es poquito diferente por la cantidad de juegos que tenemos. Y sí, también es diferente porque es un grupo que viene solamente por unos días antes del partido. Y por eso la cultura, el sistema que tenemos en la selección es el más importante para nosotros. Es lo que nos ayuda mucho conformar juntos y todos estamos en la misma página. Y yo creo por eso vamos a tener muchos éxitos en estos partidos. No nos importa quién juega, porque todos estamos listos para competir y para jugar y también para ganar.
Puro vida, amigo. Next will be Marcelino Fernandez.
Muchas gracias, Paul. Buenas tardes, Marcelino Fernández del Castillo de ESPN México. ¿Cómo ha cambiado, cómo crees que ha cambiado el enfoque del equipo desde el segundo tiempo contra Honduras, en donde se logra una victoria muy importante después de 2 partidos en los que se empató? ¿Cuál es el efecto que crees que haya causado esa victoria? Y cómo cambia también para ustedes en esta ventana jugar 2 partidos como local, a diferencia del anterior en donde les tocaron 2 visitas.
Sí, Marcelino, la verdad no puedo decir exactamente qué cambió. Obviamente yo no estuve ahí, entonces específicamente yo no puedo decir, pero lo que puedo decir es el equipo. Este equipo está agarrando experiencia. Este grupo está agarrando experiencia y ahora hay más jugadores que entienden cómo es los eliminatorios de CONCACAF, jugando de visitante, jugando de local, qué tal la importancia de jugar bien en casa y agarrar todos los puntos. Y la segunda pregunta, sí, estamos listos, estamos contentos, estamos emocionados de jugar 2 partidos de local que sabemos que tenemos que ganar. Pero primero que nada tenemos que enfocar en Jamaica, que es el más importante ahorita, y después vamos a enfocar en lo que viene. Pero sí, ahorita sin duda el más importante es los 3 puntos contra Jamaica.
Next will be Ronald Blum from the Associated Press.
Hey, Paul, as you look at the negotiations for the collective bargaining agreement, the Federation's proposal that the men should give up the World Cup prize money to split it with the women, what do you make of that, and is that something you would vote in favor of?
Yeah, I mean, I won't touch too much on that subject. I think obviously the difference is going to be, the prize money that FIFA decides to allocate to the men's and women's, and that's something that we hope can change and can kind of get us all in favor and together. But as far as that's kind of all I'll touch on and say about that.
Last question goes to Ivis Galarcep.
Paul, you've been through this before as someone who has that first experience in World Cup qualifying and then comes back and has that under his belt. How much do you think it helps this group with so many guys who had their first taste of it in September? How much do you think it's going to help the group coming into this window, just not being so new to it? And 2 guys that I want to ask you about, Hoppy and Busio, guys who you played with at the Gold Cup, it's going to be their first qualifying experience. What do you see them bringing to the table, especially coming off of good transfers that they're doing well with their new clubs in Europe?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with the experience again, right? Like a lot of these guys coming in last camp probably didn't know what to expect, right? And you can try and prep everyone, and you can talk to them about it, and try and tell them your experience. But at the end of the day, there's nothing like you doing something for the first time for yourself and understanding what that's like. And I think that's what a lot of these guys got last round of qualifying, which I 100% believe that it's going to help and it's going to pay off in the long run, and will pay off this round of games. As far as Bucio and Hoppy, I played with them in the Gold Cup. They were great. They're gamers. They're great guys. Good kids with a really bright future. So, I think they're going to have to experience World Cup qualifying, for themselves. And at the same time, we're hoping that they'll have an impact on these games, just like everyone that's on this roster.